Today we'll be showing you exactly how to get a fourth quartile score, the highest possible score on the Casper exam in precisely 2 weeks. Subscribe if you liked the video.
Day 1. Your typing speed is essential for doing the best you can on Casper, finishing the test on time, and putting in the most amount of content possible. So drop what you're doing right now and take a typing test to determine your starting words per minute. You're going to want to take 3 tests a day for these next 2 weeks, and if you do this, you'll find that your words per minute will go up by at least 10, which is a massive improvement.
You will also go over sample answers for Casper questions, and make sure you go over both the ethical scenarios and the personal scenarios because they're both equally important. And to end your day off, go over the 4 principles approach. So beneficence, non-maleficence, autonomy, and justice. We've linked something in the description below, so make sure you check that out because that's very helpful.
On day 2, you're going to make a list of 5 experiences. These 5 experiences will be the experiences you lean on every time you get stuck in a question or you can't think of something new. These can be anything, but they have to be personal and they have to be something you could talk a lot about. So for example, let's say you want to talk about professionalism. You could talk about a time you worked in retail.
Next, you'll create your basic structure to answering questions. This includes an intro sentence and a concluding sentence. For your intro sentence, you could say something like, "This is a difficult situation and I will approach it in a non-judgmental way." And for your concluding sentence, you could say something like, "I will do X because of Y and Z." Normally, this is for ethical scenarios strictly. And if you're wondering on how to answer those questions in the best possible way, check out the video right here.
On day 3, you'll focus on personal questions. Now for personal questions, you usually end up getting the least amount of time, so you need to be concise. Aim to complete each question in 1 minute and try to be as concise as possible. And if you want to make your answer unique, include personal examples. And some scenarios could be entirely personal questions, so try to keep the timing between the 3 questions equal. And we have a bunch of places where you can find each type of Casper question for free from, so make sure you check the description.
This is also the day you start practicing your video scenarios. Open up an app like Photo Booth or Zoom and then record yourself talking for a minute. If you want more information on this, here's a comprehensive guide.
From days 4 to 6, you're going to want to focus on creating the body for your ethical scenario structure. Previously, we just focused on the intro and the conclusion, but now we're going to get to what's in the middle, the most important part. This includes gathering information, explaining all perspectives, and then coming to a decision. You'll also practice your personal scenarios more. I would aim for about 2 hours of solid effort every single day from here on out. I know that's a lot, but the Casper test is just as, if not more important than the MCAT. And a lot of schools require Casper. So you can't afford to be lazy and potentially mess this up.
Now before we move on, 86.3% of you are not subscribed to this channel, so please press that subscribe button and help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. Day 7 is the rest day. Catch up with your schoolwork, catch up with your friends, spend time with your family, and relax. And trust me, you're gonna need this relaxing day.
The second week is really going to be intense. Get ready. So what you're going to do is you're going to talk to a med student about your questions and you're actually going to act them out in front of them. Then you're going to get constructive feedback and improve your answers that way. You also want to go to all of your friends and family and ask them about how you should improve your answers. This will totally transform your answers.
Also, you will take a full typed section test on day 8 just to get a feel for how long you'll be typing for. You may get overwhelmed when you do this test, but don't worry, the more you do it, the easier it'll get. Use prepmatch.com to actually create your first practice test, and be sure to specify 9 scenarios because that's how many scenarios that are typed are on the official Casper test.
On day 9, you'll be wearing exactly what you should be wearing on Casper test day and practicing video-based scenarios. And that's because professional clothing can be distracting and sometimes itchy to wear. So you want to get used to the professional clothing and answer video-based questions. So make sure you answer a total of 6 video-based scenarios on that day.
Remember, you need to keep doing practice tests for typing every single day. These typing tests can be the difference between a 3rd and a 4th quartile score. For For the rest of the time, you could just do some practice questions.
Alright, so 4 more days till your Casper. Things are getting tense and you're gonna wanna finish strong. Day 10 is super important because it's one of the last days you can put in your maximum amount of work until you have to tone your efforts down to make sure you're not getting burned out.
Therefore, you will do a full-length practice Casper test that includes the type section and the video-based section. And since the entire test is about 2 hours long, it'll get pretty tiring, so don't do anything else but go over your answers and write down anything that you need to improve. And make sure you take the one that's provided by Altus, which is the company that actually creates the actual Casper test.
On day 11 and 12, you're going to practice. Practice, practice, practice. You can spend up to 3 hours on these days going over your questions and try to refine them, take out any unnecessary words, and also try to include the 4 principles approach wherever it's appropriate. And oh wait, did I mention? You have to practice.
Day 13 is the day before your Casper exam. You don't want to work too hard today because you don't want to burn out and potentially score badly tomorrow. So today, just focus on reading over some of your practice scenarios, watching some MedBoys videos on how to do well on Casper, and then relaxing.
A good night's sleep is essential for typing fast and also thinking fast. Remember, you only get 5 minutes to answer 3 different questions. And make sure you plan out your lunch for the next day so you're not overly full before the test.
You've now done the work and you've tried as hard as you could. Now all you want to do is be confident and go in thinking you're going to get a 4th quartile. It's going to work out.
And with that motivating message from Nimit, that brings us to the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed, and if you want more specific advice on how to do well on Casper, be sure to check out our other videos on our channel, which I've linked in the description below. Please, please, please subscribe because we're trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this month. We would really, really appreciate your support, and peace.